Like, I was around for when Dark Souls 2, 3, and Bloodborne, as well as Sekiro. So I was around for when when Dark Souls 2 came out. But by the time I started playing Dark Souls 1, that was already out, and Demon Souls was already long done. Not internet-wise, but yeah. But I was around for the rest of the franchise. And I've never played any of the other FromSoft games older than Demon Souls, though. So I've never played Armored Core, I've never played King's Field, or any of those games. I don't know how King's Field are. I don't know how they hold up. I'm very bad at parrying this guy, even though I got it. Oh, my frames. Gimme. Yes. He's another one you can add to your Blood Vial farming for anyone who's trying to get into Bloodborne and is new. He's another one. Be careful with him, though. He can also give you good gemstones. But be careful with this guy because he's really strong. He will fuck your day up if you're not careful with him. That hit, if he would have landed, it probably would have came close to killing me. If not killed me. Definitely would have killed me if it was a counter hit. You don't have to farm these guys. I usually ignore them. I actually usually don't come from here. I usually start by Blood-Starved Beast. And actually, why am I going this way at all? I usually start by Blood-Starved Beast. Cleric Beast, please. Early, he won 2 shots. Yeah, very early, yeah. At my health, yeah, he definitely would have either 1 or 2 shotted me. If it was a counter hit, yeah, he definitely would have 1 shotted me right there. I don't know what I'm doing and where I'm going and why I went that way. Nothing around here? No? Alright. La 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 la. There's no reason for me to go that way. Hello. I think that stupid Axeman was my first stone, I believe. He did pop me a trophy, like one of the earlier game trophies. Oh, right, I never got the last ending. Right, I never let Gurman kill me. That's the only ending I need, is for some reason I just never let him kill me. That's all I need. I have every other achievement. Like, this game is a very easy platinum if you guys, like, for anyone who's an achievement or trophy platinumer like I am, I try my best to go after easier games. I'm not, like, a crazy trophy hunter or anything, but if I can do it, I'll do it. But I think... Does it not have my picture anymore? Did that change? Does it not show your clip of when you got it? Anymore? When did that change? Huh. 'Cause I love shit like that. Here's another example. Dead Rising 1. That's a freaking... Should show a photo. Oh, not clip. You know what I mean. A clip. A snapshot. You know what I mean. That's what I meant by clip. A snapshot. Sorry. Not a video clip, a picture. But yeah, here's an example of one. I got a trophy in Dead Rising 1 for bowling 10 zombies over getting a strike. And I turned it into my picture here. But yeah, did they change that? Because I had a picture of when I first killed that big axe dude. He gave me one of my first early game achievements for the rare Hunter's Gem or whatever it was. That's so long ago. Bloodborne feels like it's been out forever. Hey, that was a miss. That was terrible, man. I know. Oh! Perfect timing on my end. Let's de-aggro one of you, please.
What the hell?
I'm shooting you. Ow. At the normal times, I always do. Can we stop that? Like, I had ample time to hit you, but every time I go to swing, you end up having to swing too. My timing is off. Give me my shining blood vial coins, please. Thank you. Give me all the blood coins. Blood coins? That's a new one. Oh, wrong way. Wrong way. We only need one more. See, this could have been a lot faster, but I'm being my usual idiot self and have issues running around the world that I should know already. Excuse me, this is actually how I play games, even though I know some of these games. Yeah, I still run around like an idiot. I also don't know, like, optimal paths, like speedrunners normally take. Not, like, dropping off or jumping over areas you're not supposed to, but, like, just quick ways to get around. I'm not good at that. Quick falls, quick drops, that kind of thing. So because of that, and not just short-term memory, but I have very, very poor sense of direction. God, it really shows in real life. Don't even get me started in a game that's open-worlded, like, you know, classic Final Fantasy and Phantasy Star and shit like that, where the game doesn't give you much of sense of direction and what to do. So you basically just gotta go look around and hope that you find something. So I'm running around like an idiot for a town that I've already visited like 50 times and went there like 3 times prior in the same episode, and then for some reason when I was trying to get back there, I spent a good like rest of the stream trying to find this said area because my memory is so bad and my sense of direction is garbage, and half the stream I was bitching about how bad I am at games because of said thing. So excuse me if you start hearing me bitch about how bad I am at games. I have a very, very, very poor patience, and I also have a lot of issues with stress and anxiety, and it gets to me. And if I feel like I'm not doing good enough for stream or YouTube specifically, it bothers me. Because I did a lot of YouTube as well, and I don't like showing a lot of my failures. I don't know why. It happens. It just bothers me whenever people see me fail. I just feel like it shows that I suck at games. And I know I'm not bad at it, but I just don't like the feeling of knowing that everyone sees how bad I am. Anxiety for you. I just get the feeling that just no matter how much I do it, I just never get any better. And I'm not good enough. Unfortunately, that's just who I am and how I am. Alright, dick troll. Well, I mean, no one wants to join anymore. I guess. I appreciate it that you're here to listen to that. And while it's not something great to say that you can relate to, I'm honestly happy that, while yes, I know I'm not alone in this world, I'm just glad that I can actually talk to somebody who understands what I'm talking about. I try to talk to a lot of people about this, but a lot of the times I just get told to shut up. And it kind of doesn't help me. It makes things worse. A lot of it comes out in my real life too. When it comes to like dating, I always feel like I'm getting used, cheated on, or hurt. Like I've been used and hurt enough that even though a girl is clearly faithful, which I've dated a handful of faithful women, it's just I'm afraid I'm gonna lose them. And the way I do end up getting broken up with in the end is most of the time the girl found another guy. So you can kind of understand my anxiety and fear of that. I don't stream that much nor make YouTube. Honestly, it took me a while. I'm also not really good with people. Like, I don't really have stage fright, but I'm also just not good with like being in a big group of people and doing stuff like that, and that's basically what YouTube and or Twitch specifically is. It's imagining yourself in like an auditorium and everyone's watching you, specifically Twitch. That's basically what it feels like. YouTube, it's basically you just making videos and talking to yourself. Like right now, if I was playing BloodBorne, if you go watch my BloodBorne playthrough, sadly it's not blind because my original playthrough of BloodBorne got corrupt. At the Vicar Amelia boss fight. Halfway through that fight, it was such an intense fucking battle. Halfway through that fight, the video corrupted and was skipping all over the place. My commentary was not lined up with the game or, like, with the path of itself. Like, the commentary, the track that the commentary was on wasn't even lined up with itself, if that makes sense. The game audio was off from the game, so you would hear sound effects and things off from the actual what was happening. My voice, because sometimes I would have webcam, not for my Bloodborne and Souls videos, but for certain games I would have a webcam, and this is what I mean. Like, my commentary would not match what I'm saying via the webcam. So if you were to be able to read lips, you would know I'm not, like, you know it's not lined up. And, editing was such a pain in the ass. And it's so much easier with Twitch. I could just come on here, start stream, wait a bit, people will start joining in, and I have live conversations. Like right now, if this was YouTube, I would not be talking as much as I am. I would be doing basically, so over here, you're gonna notice this archway. It's gonna lead to what this looks like a little church. You're gonna see this nice little bridge, and then don't worry, a boss is gonna come down. Now you're gonna be facing the cleric beast. Now then, I would go into strats on how to fight a boss or yada yada. I'm also bad at cleric beast, so excuse me. But yeah, I'd be like, oh, okay, so basically you want to get around to Cleric Beast's side, attack his arm until it breaks, repeat until he's dead, essentially. You can, I also didn't do it, but you can also shoot him in the face. Ow! Pka! Pka! You can also do this for high damage. Yeah, that's me during Twitch streaming. I just don't. No, some people don't. YouTube, I was so bad at the talking, though. Go watch some of my earlier YouTube videos. The commentary is so bad. Even for my later years on YouTube, because I did YouTube for quite a while, and I gotten better. I mean, I've gotten, like, I'm at around, like, 160 subs, last I checked. So, I mean, like, I have some people. I've had people tell me that I'm underrated, which that I can understand. I can see myself being very underrated. I am entertaining when I can be. I am very entertaining and funny when I can be. When I want to be. There are times. I say the weirdest things when I get mad. But, like, my commentary on its own, though, for YouTube, wasn't very good. You can even go watch my Dark Souls 3, which was one of my later years on YouTube before I stopped. And that was blind. If you want to see a blind Dark Souls playthrough, go watch my Dark Souls 3 playthrough. That was 100% blind. Fuck! Because I missed it and slid. You! Do not play Lawrence's theme in front of me! Technically, it's your theme. But you will not. Lawrence is the reason I love this song. The hardest fight in all of Bloodborne for me. Lawrence the First Vicar. So much so that I loved his variation of this song. Ow! I'm not trying, actually, anymore. I'm kind of, like, giving up right now. Not losing-wise, I'm just kind of, like, just don't care. Whew! I mean, I had the bell rung. I've been streaming since. The guy joined for one thing. Joined for one run. And I don't know if he got tired or just was bored. Sounds like me with my life, not losing-wise. Just kind of like, don't care. Yeah, I kind of do that sometimes with things. Like my last job, Chick-fil-A. I work at Sears now, but I had a job at Chick-fil-A for a few years. Funny enough, I made $9.59. That was already a raise. because I was trying to rank up. No, I was basically a grunt worker. I was trying to rank up into something kind of not really so much enough to boss them the grunts around, but enough to get a raise further. And you're kind of like in the middle between a grunt worker and maybe kind of like an assistant manager or a leader, but not quite an assistant manager or a manager at all. But you're kind of a step below that. So you do get a raise and you do have some more standards set for you. I never got that. I started doing it and then never finished it. There's reasons why. I never finished it because it was a long list of things. I had to watch a ton of hours. I had to watch a few hours worth of video, several hours worth of videos, take these tests, read this long list of things, take tests on certain areas in the kitchen. And it's just after doing, I did quite a bit of it. And then I went to go talk to my lead about it and found out, oh yeah, they told me they didn't have the right section for me unlocked. And then by the time I found the unlocked section, it was like 2 times longer. So I said, fuck it. Afterward, they never gave me raises. Further past that, some people started coming in after me, started at the time when they started to implement higher pay raises. So they now make about up to $14 instead. I make $14.75 now. So Chick-fil-A workers are now making as much as me. And they implemented that sometime after I started. So instead of giving me that raise immediately after they started doing this, they started giving people who started after me. Literally, they weren't even there for a full 6 months before I left before I got fired and they got fired, and they were making more money than me. So basically, after about 3 years of working my ass off, putting in all this extra overtime, covering people's shifts, rarely missing a day, rarely calling off, rarely taking off. I've only taken off twice, and I've called off for sick probably 3 or 4 times. I've come in all the time. I was late maybe once or twice. And they basically just shafted me. So I kind of said, fuck you guys. And essentially they basically saw me with a deal. I bought weed. I know it was a mistake, but hey, it's where I'm at where I'm at now because of it. And basically it was me just saying, you guys don't give a shit about me. My performance is dropping because I'm losing several days worth of sleep because of anxiety, because my money is not going anywhere. Like, it's going up and down because I'm trying to support myself, trying to take care of my, insurances and all my stuff like that, trying to save up for a car at the time. And my money just wasn't going up. It was just staying constant around $4,000. I would not go up. And I just gave up. Like, it was just so depressing. I was just so fed up that I just didn't care anymore. And I would have left right then and there, not long after, probably another year after, I would have probably left. Not only that, they had management shift. It is quite BS what they've done to me, yes. Not only that, they had a lot of management shift. So I can understand when companies and places lose some overtime. I used to work 6 days. 6 days. After a while, at first I started with the normal 5 days, working maybe what was it? 11 to 4 or something. I wasn't even working 8 hours. Most of my training was 11 to 4 for a while. And then after I got used to it, I started working 8 to 4. And then I used to work 6 days a week on Saturdays from the same time. Then they cut that for a while. And then they brought me back on Saturday, but put me on the night shift. So I was working closing, which I didn't like at all. And then they also took away a lot of my overtime, which even with the overtime, I was only making about $1,200 a month. My highest paychecks were $600. I'm 30. Yeah, it's sad. But there's reasons why I've had issues with jobs. It's because Illinois' job employment rate was garbage, and I had no one out in Illinois where I used to live. I live in PA now, but nowhere out there I could not find a full-time job. Everything I was looking for everything I wanted was to give me a full-time job, but everyone else who wanted to give jobs were looking for seasonal or part-timers, and that just wasn't cutting it for me. I've already worked for a UPS for some seasonal money, and while that's good, it's not going to cut it. So Chick-fil-A was my first official held job, because I've had other jobs that would have lasted, but I got fired from them. Five Guys and stuff like that. But Chick-fil-A was my first official held job. Sears right now where I'm working is my second official held job. At least for more than a summer, because my shortest held job is 3 months. And then after working there for 5 years, Literally, not long after getting this, I don't know if you can read it, but it says, serving since 2015. I've been there for almost 5 years. Shortly getting this is when I got let go. That's pretty much the best nod they gave me. That's it. I'm not kidding you. Besides their raise they gave me to $9.59. I'm making $14.75. While that's still not great, and I definitely can't make a full-on living with a family in a house. I could probably have like maybe a small family in an apartment if they help pitch in, but it'll probably be struggling. So yeah, I definitely needed to get out of there. Place had a management shift too. Once that happened, they cut a lot of things off. Because the original manager was the one who was giving me my hours that I had, and I was happy with it for a while. Then he left because of him and another manager had an affair. And had to leave. Ever since then, I lost my credibility for the guy, the guy who hired me. He was also the same guy who interviewed me, so I lost all credibility for him because he cheated on his wife and all that. And then the management shift happened, and now I think Chick-fil-A's just kind of fallen down, in my opinion. Plus, working there and you don't even get half off on your dang meals. I'm sorry. 2 bagels and a freaking milkshake nearly costs a full goddamn meal. I'm sorry. Do you think I want to pay $10 for that? Not quite. It's probably around like $5 or $6, but still, that's expensive as shit. Imagine that, but every day. I used to buy Chick-fil-A every day. With two Chick-fil-A sandwiches and a shake was my usual. And then I started buying breakfast in the mornings because they made me... I'm not kidding you. I used to, when I worked there in the beginning, I used to take normal breaks at like noon. I don't know, probably like 3 or 4 hours after I work. That's when their busyness started to hit in most busier months, like summer specifically. You know when they started making me take my breaks? I started at 8. My breaks were at 9. They literally made me work 7 hours straight with no breaks. I mean, that's not bad. That's just terrible. Like, me eating literally at 9 o'clock and then having to work 7 hours standing in one spot in a kitchen all day. Ugh. Chick-fil-A prices are high. I've never bought. Yeah, no, they're expensive as shit. They're good food. It's just expensive as shit. And even with my discount, buying it every day, I was losing more money. A lot more money. It was ridiculous. Just what I bought alone was almost $10. It probably would be a little over that, if not $10 with that on the normal price. I don't remember their prices, and that's why I can never work the front. It's because I'm not good at that kind of thing. I'm not good at, oh, what does these foods have in there? This food has our fries are cooked in fries are cooked in canola oil, and the chicken is cooked in peanut oil. Like, I can tell you, for anyone who has a peanut allergy, that fries, or that the sandwiches are cooked in that, and the fries are not, for peanut allergens. I can't tell you what's in certain things. Like, if they ask me what's in all the breading, I can't tell you. I wouldn't be able to name off certain things because I didn't have all the food memorized. While yes, I did know the whole kitchen, and I was slow at it, but it's called screens. Basically, it's the area where people make all the sandwiches and all the main stuff, all the sandwiches, all that. I made mainly fries, which is basically put them down for a set time, put them up, and then box them in the 3 different sizes. Then there's breading, where you basically bread everything. While I was pretty slow at that too, breading and screens, which is all the sandwiches, are definitely by far the fastest areas. While I was definitely slow on those, they never gave me much practice on them. I get it, I was slow, but I did what I could to get as much practice on every area as I could, and some of my managers actually commended me for this. But after a while, they basically just were not allowing me to work different positions, and my even on fries, I was starting to suffer. I was starting to get slow. I couldn't keep up anymore. I don't know what was going on. And yeah, you can tell I was not happy. I was giving up. And then they also kind of turned me into the kind of a busboy in the back, so to speak. I was cleaning off a lot of the desks, all the workstations. I was cleaning the floor. They had me clean out the cooler, the meat cooler, basically like the little frozen cooler they have out there where you pull all the meat out of when you need more. Not the walk-in cooler, but yeah, you know what I mean. So I used to clean out all the meat coolers. I used to go into the walk-in coolers and clean out that area. They basically, towards like the middle of my shift and whenever there was downtime, I basically became the cleaner. That goes to show how much they threw me into the gutter after that. And they easily replaced me on fries. Most of the time, towards the end of my time there, I was basically just a helper, helping other areas, like lifting up all the cooking chicken, like all the chicken patties or whatever you want to call them, all the strips and stuff like that. I would basically be pulling those up and dumping them while the breader was breading it and putting them down. I'd be dumping them and then handing them to the person who makes all the sandwiches. Basically. And I was basically just resorted to a helper towards the end of my time there. I hated it. At first, Chick-fil-A was great, but I hated it after a while. It was not fun. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And I don't know if that's all Chick-fil-A. I don't know if you have personal grudges against Chick-fil-A. Oh, and it gets worse. It gets worse. I don't know if you have any personal grudges against Chick-fil-A. I personally don't. I have no hatred towards their beliefs or any of that. I have no hatred towards any of the people there. I have no hatred against the 3 specific people who actually was the main reason why I'm no longer there. I have no hate towards them for taking me to court. I have no hate for any of that. But I will never show my face there again. And yeah, you heard that right. They took me to court. I never had a job long enough. I did not know what they were getting me into. Yes, they do. I wish they could do better at times. I didn't know what I was getting into. They had me sign a paper. Basically, the paper was telling them that I left of my own volition. I resigned of my own volition. Now, I did not know what that meant. I didn't know that meant I couldn't sign up for unemployment. And I still live with my parents. I didn't really want to tell them the reason I really got fired. Well, yeah, let's just say they found out. They took me to court. I won. You want to know how much money I won? How worth it was? $200. I knew nothing of that because I've never had a job before. But yeah, I won that court case. Court case. They knew they fired me, so they caught me on camera buying it. So they thought that my performance was led to me being high on camera, yes. High on work. So they thought I was always coming in stoned. They thought I was stoned. That's probably why they thought my work performance was bad. But no, it wasn't because of that. It's because of them and my lack of sleep. Compared to what... Oh, I definitely know. Oh, I know. I'm just saying that $200, while nice in my pocket, I just don't think it's worth that aggravation that they went through to take me to court over something like that. I mean, I'm not going to make that dumb mistake again, no. I literally stopped for this current job. Like, I still smoke here and there, now that I'm hired. But back when I was a temp at the current job I'm at, I was clean, completely. Because I knew that they were going to drug test. So, like, I passed it. Flying colors, no problem. And now I'm at a far better job because of it. While still only barely making $14.75, not even $15 an hour. making almost... I make about... If I have full overtime, I'll make over 1,000. I'll make about 1,200. My highest checks are around 1,200. So I make a little over $2,000 a month. Compared to $1,000 a month. Still not the best, but it's a lot better. I actually noticed my money increase. I got me a car. I don't know what I'm doing now. I'm basically just chatting, which is why I'm not really focusing on anything. And if this main focus was a co-op run, which it doesn't have to be. It was hoping to be. If it's not, I'm still gonna play a full playthrough, even Chalice's. And then get on my main character. That's what I plan on doing as well. But yeah, no. It doesn't have to be. Yeah, no. Well, I appreciate you there talking to me about that. It means a lot to know that I can make some friends with some chat buddies, you know. Fellow gamer. It's good to hear you're in a better job, at least payment-wise as well. Straight is a nice increase. Yes, it is. Very well. And the funny thing is I've only been at Sears for a year. Actually, my official 1 year of hiring was this October that just passed. I've been there a little over that though, because it takes about 3-4 months or so to get hired on. So I started back in the summer, the summer. So last summer, not the one that just passed. So last summer is my first so this summer was my official 1 year fully being there in general, but my official 1 year of hiring was October. And then within that time frame, I went from, I think, 11 an hour, and then I think I went up to 12 something, and now I'm at 14. Within the process of being here in a year, I've already gotten up to 2 raises. And thank you for joining the Hunters Guild. Welcome. Thank you, Mika. Micah? Micah, sorry if I mispronounced that, but thank you for joining. I'm bad with a lot of bigger names like yours. I'm assuming it's Micah Chummy Kami. I know the Kami part. Sorry if I butchered your name. I'm just gonna call you Micah, if that's what your name actually is for that first part of your name there. But yes, I've already gotten 2 pay increases since I've been at Sears. First pronounce was good. Just cool. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm bad with longer names. I also never liked Twitch's name thing. They keep it all one word, and some names are very dumb. But cool. Cool. Yes, thank you for joining the Hunters Guild. My stream is my main gimmick is like Phantasy Star Online. That's like my favorite game of all time. So a lot of my gimmicks are PSO and Dragon Ball related. So if you do other things that warrant an alert, such as subscriptions specifically, a Super Saiyan God Goku appears. There's one where my currency for this chat is basically Meseta from Phantasy Star. So if you watch my streams, whether I'm streaming or not, you'll build up Meseta currency, which you can use commands like MES, ETA, and you can basically spend your Meseta for like game requests or other awesome things. You see, if I use spaces, it would be Micah. I mean, that makes sense. I like that Pika Pika P reference there. No, I can understand that. I just find it's just hard to read some names. But like, yeah, my gimmick is mainly Phantasy Star and Dragon Ball related. So like, if you request a video game, Shenron will appear and say like your wish has been granted, or the Rappy dancing and stuff like that. So if you are into Dragon Ball, then my stuff is for you for that. I also do some Dragon Ball games. I'm going to be doing some Dragon Ball Z games. I have a few emotes. Oops, I put one of them twice. Didn't mean to do that. Ah, right after Pikachu. Okay, cool. Raichu's my favorite Pokemon. Stay tuned for Sword and Shield. That'll be happening. that will be happening. But yeah, I accidentally put mine twice. But there's some emotes for you. But yeah, PSO, Dragon Ball are mainly my channel's kind of gimmick. You can kind of see some of the Dragon Balls there. Yeah, thank you. All of which were I commissioned 2 people to make these. One, the PSO Hunter one is graphic design. The other 2 are basically just drawn from someone I requested. So, bear back. Someone's texted me. All right, take your time. I'm gonna go and get water. Never mind, I have water. I has water, apparently. Either way, I'm gonna go stretch. Alright. Oh, okay, I can see the Mikachu now that you said that. Actually, no. I didn't think about the Mikachu as the one word there. Yes. Now that you actually said that, I can actually see it now. Ha. I would love to have a Raichu Pikachu emote. Speaking of that, isn't one of my alerts Raichu? I thought one of my alerts was Raichu. Maybe I changed it. Nope, that's not the right box. Oh no, it's there. Okay. I do have my Raichu alert. I'm probably gonna get off here shortly. I'm probably gonna go head up and get me Ludwig. AM here, it's 2:25. Oh my god. Damn! It's only 9 here for me, but I still gotta get up for work at... Well, I've gotta be up by 5:45. I start at 7. But I'm probably gonna fight one more boss. Oh, but damn. It's a hell of a time difference. I can't buy those yet, can I? Yep, I'm buying my favorites. My favorite early game set. Or at least one of them. There we go. Yeah. Now my character's lost her eye. I don't know why I didn't just go out the door. I do this all the time. Oh, right in front of the DLC, are you?
Welcome. What is it?
I do that all the time.
Very well, let me.
Funny thing is I'm just...
Very well.
I was never used to using that door when I first played the game. I'm also sometimes not very observant. I might have not have noticed that door at first. Funny enough, in Sekiro, the hub has these talismans on it. You want to know one of my first reactions? Not to that when I first saw it, but towards the end of the game when I was looking for the one of the final bosses of the game. I thought the talismans on the building were a recent addition at that part of the game and didn't realize that was there from the beginning. Sometimes I'm just not observant enough like that. While in these games, I am really big at searching. You will see me search every nook and cranny a good chunk of the time. But most of the time, I'm not very observant. So I probably, at my first playthrough, wouldn't doubt it. If I noticed those doors, I would not have doubted. I didn't notice the talismans on the little building where you talk to the carver at first. That was a stream. I did my Sekiro playthrough for blind. So if you want to go watch, I did it like I platinumed it. So I did about 4 playthroughs or so of Sekiro. So if you want to go watch my very first playthrough, I'm sure you'll have a laugh. There's a lot of good moments. There's a lot of good scenes, too, of me killing in a certain way, or enemies dying funny, or me getting murdered over and over again to 7 spear. And then, after you watch me play through, like, a couple of times, you actually watch me improve. Like, I start off so bad that I was dying to the very first boss, the tutorial boss. At the time, Sekiro was much harder combat. I wasn't, no one was used to that kind of combat, and I was still used to Dark Souls combat. So me trying to change that was getting brained in my skull. But you actually watch me improve throughout my playthrough. So if you want to go check out my Sekiro playthrough, is it YT? No, it's probably YouTube. Exclamation point, YouTube? There you go. There's a link to my channel. And you can go check out all my videos from my early days on YouTube, starting with Dark Souls. Yes, you get to watch me. You get to also, if you watch some of my older videos, you get to watch me progress from not having an actual mic, not having an actual webcam that I do now. I used a built-in speaker and a built-in webcam. My audio was garbage. You can hear it. Go watch my earlier Dark Souls videos, my early Demon Souls videos. You'll hear it. Then go watch videos such as BloodBorne and this. Well, BloodBorne specifically at the time because I was a recording as well. Or you could go watch some of my earlier Dragon Ball Z Attack of the Saiyans. Because midway through that series, because that series was like... That series took like 3 years for me to finally complete. While it didn't have to, I kept stopping and putting it off and doing other things. You can even go watch that and you'll see me progress from having no layout for my DS games to having a layout to having a camera, having a web or a microphone. And now I have like a full-fledged setup, kind of. Like I have dual monitors, I have a webcam, I have a mic, I have a headset that I use for audio. Because I also used to use at first, my first headset mic, my first mic was this. A headset mic. Now I have an actual blue Snowball and a blue Yeti. I'm currently using my Yeti. Because I actually prefer the Yeti better. It has a nicer stand. And I like the settings it has a lot better. I feel like it picks me up better. I could be wrong, but I feel like the audio commentary and voice volumes for it is better than the Snowball. But man, yeah, if you want some good times though, Sekiro, that was a really good playthrough. You get to watch me actually improve throughout my time. Like, I go from dying to freaking wrecking bosses. Believe it or not, while I had some issues, I beat a few of the hardest bosses in the game very easily. Like, Owl Father, the second Owl fight, I beat him in, I think, 2-3 tries. While I've seen people fought him before and say it looked tough when they fought him, but to them, he was hard. But to me, he was a lot easier than regular Owl's fight. Like, I still somewhat struggle with Owl only because he's one of those fights that I can't just be aggressive with. I'm very bad with being aggressive on him, so it's kind of like a bait and switch kind of thing. Even with Owl Father. But with Owl Father with regular Owl's fight having trained me, I was used to most of his attacks. And once I got used to his new move where he dashes at you and I can parry it with the Makiri, easy. His second phase is even easier. So once I plowed through Owl Father very easily. And I have trouble with bosses such as, what's his name? The fucking drunks. The fat guys with the swords that drink the poison liquor. I have trouble with him more than I did with Owl. Not gonna lie. Those guys are assholes. Go watch my first fight with him. Fucking drunken fuck. In the past. Like, I was so bad at blocking that I was basically trying to beat him by jumping around. And in Sekiro, you don't really want to be doing that. I almost did beat him once with that strat, though. Alright. Cathedral Ward. But yeah, no. Sekiro to me has one of the best combats and it was one of the most rewarding boss fights. Like, I love Genichiro's fight. My favorite boss fight, though, by far is the final boss. The true final boss of, like, the main ending. Or the main route where you face Ishin. Favorite boss fight. Like, that fight kicked my ass, but also got me so good at it. And if I'm spoiling anything, sorry. Is that a Dark Souls 3 specific spell? I mean, I know you didn't play the others, but I don't remember a lot of the spells, because I don't really use a lot of them. Right, I didn't beat Bloodstarved Beast. Right. Ah. Man, I wish I didn't forget to buy cigarettes. I need help with the Ligarius fight. Well, if you want to join me, I can, I mean, if not join me, if you want me to, I can get on my main file, and I can help you kill Ligarius. I don't know how much help I'm going to be here with this guy. I'm not no crazy gamer when it comes to, like, Dark Souls or Bloodborne challenges, so I don't know if I'm going to do too well against Ligarius at this point in time. But if we get on my main file, I can help you beat Ligarius. I've actually didn't really have much problems with Ligarius, to be honest. But then again, everyone's different. My hardest fight for me, funnily enough, which is ironic, I beat first try, but my hardest boss fight to this day, because I've only played the DLC a couple of times, so my hardest boss fight besides Lawrence was Ebriatus, Bed of Chaos. Daughter of the Cosmos. Why am I combining every boss in the fucking book? Ebriatus, the Daughter of Chaos, yes. But yeah, I beat her first try, my first playthrough, because basically what I did was I somehow got stuck in her butt. Don't even know how that happened. I was just behind her, and then before I know it, I was like in her, and I couldn't move. She was just turning me with her, and so I was like, okay, I'll take advantage of this. So I beat her. And that's, unfortunately, that was caught on camera, but it got deleted because my entire series got corrupt. Only one episode got corrupted. Unfortunately, so I scrapped the whole thing. I could have easily have done a second playthrough for Vicar Amelia, but I didn't want that. Because that was like the most thrilling boss fight I had in that playthrough was the Vicar Amelia fight. Because not only was I so close to death, and it was a harrowing fight, I think I ran out of vials and everything. And Vicar Amelia is really tough if you don't know how to fight her. And she also heals. So like that fight was so ridiculous that my commentary and gameplay just literally started to corrupt midway through the fight. It made it feel more epic in a way, but I just didn't want to upload something incomplete, and says the guy who has several series that stopped. But I at least did beat through most of BloodBorne. If you watch that playthrough, it does end. You don't see me face Gurman. However, on live stream, I do fight Gurman, and you will be seeing me you'll see me get all the endings for this, and plus all the chalices. You'll see me do all that on stream, regardless. But yeah, if you want to watch that playthrough, it's not the blind, sadly. But yeah, I can get on my main character for you, man. Alright. Alright. I hope I have it unlocked. This is my first time playing BloodBorne, and I just got to Ligarius, and I put points in. Ah, that's fine. Oh, shit. Do I even... How far am I? My stinking blood echoes. I forgot I was doing a how long can I hold my echoes run. And then my file originally was kind of saved over to the cloud. I lost that half that file. I went to the DLC. I lost my souls to the Gatling dickhead. And then I went to the Defiled Dungeon. Oh my god, go watch that episode. My Defiled Dungeon. I lost 1,000,000 souls to Defiled Amygdala. I had to mute myself because I swore so bad. But I lost that, this file, I lost the part where I went to the DLC. So I don't have that. But I don't think I have him unlocked. Let me see about a different file. This is, I'm on like New Game 3 or 4, so I don't have Ligarius unlocked, and I'm not going to be able to get to him anytime soon. But let me see if I have another version of that fight somewhere. I might actually on my Let's Play file, because I don't think I technically completed it. Let me check. I don't think I technically completed one of my files should not be completed. I don't know which one is my file with my Let's Play or my file with my best friend, because me and my best friend also did a co-op of this game, and that's why like my 3 highest files are my main, my Let's Play file, and my co-op file, which then I later just started to just iterate into whatever. But my main is not nowhere near Ligarius. This one might be though. And you could tell my builds are always going to be the same. I know, I'm boring. That's just how I am, though. I've always loved strength, heavy weapons. I love this outfit. Welp. Oh, you died from your spell? Oh, okay. Okay. Which one was it now? There we are. How far into Canehurst are you? I'm going to the beginning. All bar, 3 save. This file's got deleted off my BloodBorne. Oh my god. That sucks. Yeah, luckily I didn't lose the whole thing. I just lost whatever the cloud apparently had. Because what happened was, it also affected multiple files, not just my main. Because my co-op file, me and my buddy just got done beating Defiled Dungeon, and I lost that progress too. So we had to go and redo that chalice. And then recently me and him beat Queen Yarnum. So we had to go through that chalice, because he actually we didn't get through all the chalices, so he didn't fight a lot. There's a couple bosses I don't think he fought, and I don't think he has every outfit, which means there is a boss he hasn't fought in the chalice. It's It's the dude that looks corrupt with all the snakes coming off his outfit or whatever. I forgot the name, the name of the guy, but he gives an outfit too. He doesn't have that outfit, but we did beat Queet and Yarnum for him. All right, well, I'm going to ring my... or not. Where are you? Where? Oh, where are you, Belle? I know you're near the bottom. There you are. You know what? I could actually just get the last ending right here and now. Might as well just platinum this game after this guy's done... After we're done kicking this dude's ass. It's one of my favorite bosses, though. Ligarius is great. But yeah, if you're ready, Railgun. I'm at the beginning. I can meet you further up there if you need me to. Would you prefer me to be towards the boss? I can warp towards the boss, or I can actually just run straight to him. Or if you're like nearby the beginning, I can help you throughout the whole place. But then again, I'm assuming you got the shortcuts. So if you summon to me, I can assume we can just run right to him. I don't know why I'm at the beginning. I'm gonna head up there. Do any of you guys remember the fuck, it's no longer, I no longer have footage of it because my corrupted playthrough. But do you guys remember the, Shadows of Yarnum, elevator bug? You guys played this game from the beginning, when it first came out? Do you remember, like, the frame rate fog wall bug, the elevator bug? Ow. 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 Well, Railgun says he's new, so he wouldn't, but... I'm assuming you've been playing BloodBorne since it first released, Mika, only because, yeah, you're talking like you've been playing these games for a while now. But yeah, there was a... Railgun, if you don't know, there was a fog wall bug where basically your character would have issues. It would be... frame rate would drop drastically to the point where the gameplay was just unplayable until you got to the fog wall. And then immediately, shortly after you got to the fog wall, the frame rate picked back up again. But you would have to be on guard because you're immediately thrown in a boss fight. The elevator bug only worked... The elevator bug I only noticed was at the same boss fight. Because there's two elevators that lead you down to that fight. And the second elevator, for some reason, would not go down. The first elevator was fine, but the second one would not go down. It was weird because it was working fine for a while, for my first, like, maybe 4 or 5 runbacks. I don't know how many deaths I died to them. But after a while, this second elevator just stopped working. It was up. I was on it. The pressure plate wasn't going up. It was down permanently. It would not move. So, like, I could not lower the elevator. I had to run all the way to them from the first elevator. Huh. Just beat him? No, that's fine. It's no problem. That's what I'm here for. Hey, you know, it's always better to beat a boss by yourself for your first time anyway. So congrats. Yeah, I know he could be a tough fight. Ligarius is not easy. No, it's all good. I expected you were busy. You would have immediately have summoned me, I would assumed. But no, it's always better to beat a boss by yourself. I always, like... The satisfaction to me for beating a hard boss in a Souls game is one of the best feelings in the world. I don't know why. It's been like that for every major tough fight. Hell yeah, thank you Railgun for joining for the... Thank you for joining the Hunters Guild. Welcome. But yeah, like... Whenever you beat a very tough boss fight, you always get that rush of exhilaration and excitement. Your heart pounds. You know, like, I don't get that away, even from, like, classic Nintendo enemies and bosses and stuff, like, you know, where games are padded out by trial and error and failure. Like, even some of those, a lot of the bosses in older games, while, yes, classic, they're not exactly, like, the most thrilling. But, like, some enemies, just, once you beat them, and it just gives you the biggest high. And yes, most bosses can be equally beaten by strafing to their butt. Ligarius is no exception. In fact, like Railgun, if you don't know about it, there's an easy way to cheese the 3 ring wraiths in the Shadows of Yharnam. You can easily... You never beaten a Souls game? Well, they're a very fun franchise. I can understand if you don't want to get into it, because Bloodborne is by far the fastest. If you try going back to... Oh my god. If you try going back to Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1 now, after playing Bloodborne, like fresh, it's going to be tough for you, because it's slow. Its combat and its speed of which things happen is very, very slow. Dark Souls 2 is a bit slow, but it's floaty. It's not as slow as 1, but it's a bit floaty. 3 is a bit faster. Not Bloodborne fast, but it's... You'll notice the speed differences when you play them. If you play them. But yeah, Bloodborne is not technically part of the Souls franchise to me. Even though people call it Soulsborne, I don't consider it part of the franchise. Because technically what I'm doing is I already streamed Dark Souls 1 and 3. I'm currently working on Demon Souls right now. And then after that I was going to do this and then Dark Souls 2. But I decided to, you know what, I wanted to play Bloodborne for a while now, and I wanted to continue a stream that I did a while ago, but I decided to just redo a whole new stream out of it, so I said, fuck it, I'll just play Bloodborne by itself. It's technically not part of the Souls franchise in terms of lore and stuff anyway, so I'll play it by itself. Even though Demon Souls has nothing to do with Dark Souls, it has Souls in the title, and it started the franchise. Oh yeah, so is Demon Souls. The only reason why I'm lumping Demon Souls with those other 3 is because it still has Souls in the title, and it can still somewhat have a link, but it doesn't. It's Bloodborne, it's in its own right different. Completely different. Same with Sekiro. So that's why I'm just like, I said, fuck it, I can't wait. I want to play Bloodborne. It's my favorite game for the reason. But yeah, Railgun, if you ever decide to go back to play the older games, they're very good. I recommend some of the older Souls games. Specifically 3. 3 is a very good game. While not the best in my opinion, that is in the hands of Dark Souls 1. But Dark Souls 3 is the fastest combat besides Bloodborne. Yes, I figured Demon Souls has some link in some regard. I don't think a lot of their lore and stuff connect, but there is some distinctions, and Dark Souls 3 has a lot of callbacks and nods. Dark Souls 3 is basically your fan service for all the games, and, I mean, you could tell, with a lot of different boss fights being similar to other fights, like the Abyss Watchers being similar to Artorias, Giant Yorm, or Yorm being similar to the Storm King with the Storm Ruler. A lot of fights are basically callbacks. They're even trying to do the whole bonfire warp in and out thing that this does, that Demon Souls. Demon Souls started that with the whole you need to warp in and out of areas to bring enemies back. Dark Souls 3 doesn't have that because of the bonfires, but you have to warp from the hub though. It's kind of like Demon Souls, and this is that the hub is locked. You cannot go to and from it. You have to warp out of it. Is that guy new to the Souls franchise? Because that's going to happen. Even for veteran players, there's a lot of rage. Go watch my playthrough on Dark Souls 2 on YouTube. God, my comment. Just try to disregard my commentary if you do. I was so bad at the time. This was very early. I've been playing Dark Souls since 1 was popular, and by the time I started doing my Let's Play on Dark Souls 2, I've already beaten it a handful of times. But it still kicks my ass. So, like, even veteran players still die a ton. Yeah, no, it's a fun game. If you have a PS4, I recommend it. You can get Dark Souls 1 Remastered, you can get Dark Souls 2 Scholar, you can get Dark Souls 3, and Sekiro. Hell, if you even want to throw it into the mix, it's a different company. But there's a game called Nioh. If you're familiar with Ninja Gaiden for the Xbox and the 360, the company that made those games, Team Ninja, made Nioh. So it's kind of like it kind of reminds me a bit of Ninja Gaiden mixed with Souls. Ish. The only difference with Nioh is that you basically... Ooh, Nioh's free. Awesome. Nioh is kind of like Dark Souls 1, where you... Dark Souls in a way where you basically can just farm enemies for weapons. But I think weapons drop far more often, so half the time you're going to have a full list of shit to sell. That's the main problem with Nioh. is that you're picking up gear left and right. It's one of those RPGs. It's kind of like a looter, where you basically just kill enemies and you get a bunch of gear, and then you can, you'll see the stats on the weapon right off the floor. So it'll tell you whether this weapon is stronger than your current one or not. It kind of was a lot of menu management, and I didn't really care for a lot of the constant selling after a while. It just kind of got old. That, and it's kind of mission based. So what I mean by that is there's really no walking to any area. No areas that you go to kind of like really interlink. You basically select what kind of area you want to go to, and it'll have you do a certain goal. Whether it's kill a boss, fight certain enemies, or something. It's that I kind of didn't like. It wasn't as open, in my opinion. So each area was separated from every other area. If I recall correctly, you couldn't walk everywhere. But it's Samurai Souls before Sekiro came along. Same exact mechanics, and combat, level up system, everything. You even have co-op. The only difference about Neo co-op is you actually have to beat an area first. So they didn't want to have people to have an easy co-op session through the game. They wanted to make it enjoyable and harder for people. So they made you have to beat through the game first before you can co-op. Not the whole game. You just got to beat the mission first, and then you can co-op it. Well, I don't know if you're still going to be playing. I'm going to go get back on my other character for a little bit. I was probably going to go and kill Blood-Starved Beast, and then maybe in the night. We'll see. Neo is a great game. Also, Outlast 2 is great and free. You're right. I forgot about that. I was told that today that Outlast 2 is free. I never got to play Outlast 1. I've seen both Outlast 1 and 2. Outlast 2, while it doesn't seem as good as the first one to me, it's something I was curious about. PlayStation Now? Wrong thing. Ah, Neo, too. Yeah, you did say Neo is free. I wasn't told about Neo until now, but yeah, Neo's free as well, and I already own it, so why not? I'll get Outlast 2. Have you seen the guy who beat this whole game with a torch? Is his name Lobos? Because there's one specific streamer who's did a torch-only Dark Souls 2 run. Well, Dark Souls 2. I didn't see him do BloodBorne. I did see him do a Dark Souls 2 Olympic torch run. Basically, he couldn't let the torch die out, which may not be as hard to do because the torch is... In Dark Souls 2... torches kind of have a time limit. It's not like an item you equip. So basically, the more torches you get, the bigger your time is for them. I've seen him do that. I don't think I've ever seen him do a Bloodborne torch run. I'm assuming he has. But Lobos Jr., yes. I've watched a lot of his videos. I love his shit. He's the one who kind of got me wanting to start some of these challenges, but I never got around to doing them just because I'm not good at, there's a mod that I tried out for Dark Souls 1 that basically is a boss rush. I couldn't even beat the gargoyles with an unupgraded weapon, because while I'm decent at dodging, most of my time I kill bosses by somewhat dodging, but most of the time it's my damage that's what's really cementing it. So if I have no damage, I'm gonna eventually die. My dodging isn't as consistent as some people. Like Lobos literally has these games mastered. Yes, he dies, but he has these games mastered to the point where he knows every RNG, he knows how to manipulate enemies, he knows how to do these things. I don't. So, it's hard for me to do challenge runs like that. So when I see him beating Dark Souls 2 with a freaking ladle and his bare fists, which one boss fight took him maybe 10 hours or something. I've seen him bare fist Ludwig. My God, that was a fucking fight. Bare fisting Ludwig. I've seen him do soul level 4 or blood level 4 runs, soul level 1 runs. I've seen so many of his runs. It's ridiculous how much patience this guy has. But just like with me and PSO, Dark Souls is his mainstream franchise. It's what he's known for. It's what I want to get big on, and it's what he got big on. So for anyone who doesn't know Lobos Jr., he does other games, but he's mainly a Dark Souls challenge runner, speed runner. He used to be a speed runner, but now he's a Souls challenge runner. And he's played that game so much that he don't even know if he has any more runs to do. The last run I watched of him was a poorly translated run of Dark Souls 1, of him just collecting items and reading terrible translations. Bare fist, fun memories for me. Ah, that sounds like something I would not get into. I can't do that. That's too hard for me. I don't have that good of dodging it. I'm not good at No, that's not for me. I want to do low-level runs, but I can't. I don't think I could fist my way through a game. I don't have that much patience, I'm sorry. And I'm also not that good. Like, you'll notice my ability when it comes to, having an actual weapon and gear versus being underpowered with nothing and low-level gear or weak-leveled weapon and, like, no upgrades into my name. I can't do that. That's way too tough for me. But people like him and Lobos, they practiced. Lobos plays this game for, like, his average streams are definitely over the 10-hour mark. Most of his streams are definitely over, like, 12 hours or longer. He does this for a living. So, he had time to get used to it. It still took him a long time. It still took him hours, several days to beat some of these, but he did it. He knows how to fight these bosses. And all of his deaths were his mistake, not something that, well, unless he got like a stored roll or somehow something prevented him from doing a certain action. Most of his deaths were his mistake. So, like, he has a lot of patience. I can't do that. Even if I know something is my mistake, I still will get upset if I have to repeat it over and over and over again. That's why repetition's not for me. It's hard later on when you get one-shotted and you gotta dodge for like 2 hours straight perfectly. Yeah. Ugh. See, the biggest thing I did, and I don't even know if you really want to count it all that great. I mean, yes, it took a lot of skill. Watchdog of the Old Lords, I perfect him on the Defiled dungeon. I fought him so much that I can probably guarantee you that I can probably perfect him. I haven't done it in a while, so he'll probably destroy me, but once I get back into the flow of things, I can probably easily destroy him. Like, that's how much I fought the Defiled versions of those bosses. Amygdala is the only one that annoys me because I'm not good at that fight, but Defiled Watchdog and the Defiled Watcher of the Old Lords and the Watchdog, I've fought them so often throughout those dungeons that I basically I perfect them. I think I'll have a 4-month break from BloodBorne. Oh no, I feel ya. I feel ya. You also play other things, and it just makes things harder for you. Because people like us, we aren't going to just stick with one game. Like, Lobos does a bunch of other games, but his main thing is Dark Souls. There's like never a time you will not see him streaming Dark Souls, at least, a couple days a week or whatever. So he has time to play that. And he does this for a living. He left his previous work for this, which he started making money on par, if not more than it now. So he can do this, which is something I want to do. But people like us who actually have to work an actual job and want to do other games because we'd get bored of playing the same game 50 fucking times, then yeah, you're gonna eventually get rusty and lose all that muscle memory, unfortunately. Hours upon hours of training and practice. Yeah, that's what challenge runs are. Same with speed runs. Hours and hours of practice. This is why I have issues remembering areas. It's because it's been a while since I play some of these games, and I don't play them a lot in succession. Like, I've beaten BloodBorne probably like 5 or 6 times at most. Dark Souls 1 I've beaten probably an upward of 10 times. 2 probably 3 or 4 times, and Dark Souls 3 I think 3 or 4 times. Demon Souls, I think I've only beaten about 4 or 5 times. But Bloodborne, I definitely did not beat all that much. Even though it is my favorite. But, yeah, it's the reason why you just lose it after a few months. Like, if I go back to playing Sekiro, believe it or not, I did 4 straight playthroughs of Sekiro. I have not played that game since. It's been 1 week since you looked at me. It's been several months since I last played it. If I were to go play it now, after several deaths and maybe a few hours of playing it, I'll get back into the swing of things. I will get destroyed probably by some of the easier bosses in the game, I'll tell you. I'll probably die to
Ow.
I'll probably die to Genichiro. And I'm not talking about Genichiro's actual boss fight. I'm talking about final boss Genichiro, who is probably one of the easier bosses in the game. Because if once you know some of the bosses, like Genichiro specifically, he's like your first like big hurdle. He's actually fairly easy, but he's like your big first hurdle in that game. Kind of like how Gascoigne is this game's first hurdle for new players. That was what Genichiro is for Sekiro. Ow! Hell, I've even beaten Genichiro in the tutorial every time since. Like, I was getting more and more practice on him. I was getting more and more practice on him as I played through the game, because you fight him 3 times throughout the game, and he has 2 phases in one of his fights. So I ended up fighting him a handful of times. I got quite used to him. To the point where I actually love that they changed the cutscene for beating him in the freaking intro. It's so good. They need to do more with that. I know they do that in games, in some of the Souls games, where they have a tutorial boss. Demon Souls is the only one, though, and Sekiro is the only one where you can actually lose to the tutorial boss, and it having a scene that affects it. Dark Souls 2 doesn't have a tutorial boss. Dark Souls 1's tutorial boss, you lose, it's like any other boss. BloodBorne doesn't have a tutorial boss. And Dark Souls 3's tutorial boss is the same as Dark Souls 1's. It's you lose, you fight it over and over again. Demon Souls boss, if you lose to that tutorial boss. You can't fight him again. Well, as a boss. There he is. He appears as a normal enemy. After that. He's the only tutorial boss I haven't beaten. But once you do beat him, and same with Genichiro, if you fail, it basically just he lops off your arm and you continue the game like normal. But if you beat him, he lops off your arm just differently. The way he lops off your arm is different. If you manage to beat the tutorial boss in Demon Souls, you basically get one punched by another boss called the Dragon God. And you die anyway. But basically, instead of just dying, though, you get the boss's souls, I think. I've never beaten him, so I don't know what he gives you besides maybe some souls and maybe a boss soul or something. Like, my friends don't play Souls games. They mainly just play COD. They don't even know it's... Oh, my God. I mean, I'm not into COD. But I have a lot of people who are big into the sports games and the shooters and the racing stuff. Basically, the sports game and the FPS games of the world. Like, I get it. It's a thing. Just not for me. I accidentally hit triangle again. It's just not for me, that's all. I can't get into that stuff. Damage and grace! Hell yeah! I hate those pillars. You can go through them, so come here. Ow! That camera, though. Oh. Okay, I gotta keep him away from these pillars. Come here. This is an example of run to his butt. Most Bloodborne and Dark Souls bosses can be not cheesed. Some can be cheesed. Running to their butt is not cheesing. It's just a strat. Most bosses are literally have issues attacking you there. But there is some cheesing involving it. You can cheese the Shadows of Yarning doing what I'm doing right now. All you gotta do is hit them once and strafe to your right. Hit them once, strafe to your right. Hit them once, strafe to your right. They'll literally just go in a circle. That is cheesing. And you can cheese them very, very easily. Once you're down to a one-on-one fight, you can easily cheese them. Hell, you can even do it while there's all 3 of them there. You just gotta watch them. But it's a lot easier. Once you're down to one-on-one, you can literally cheese him without him summoning the snakes at all. If you know what you're doing. I could show you that cheese if any of you guys don't know about it. I'm assuming you do. Keep forgetting your name's based off Pikachu. I'm gonna keep calling you Mike. Your name's based on Pikachu. I'm just gonna call you Mikachu. Excuse me, I'm being an idiot. Ah! Alright. Bah! Come here, you. I missed. Come on, you're not even in phase 3 yet. I don't think so. Yeah, I know. I keep switching between your names. This is because I'm just dumb. I keep saying Micah and Mika because I know Micah's an actual name, so I keep accidentally saying that. Okay, let me regain my composure, please. You're like attacking out of my range, and it's pissing me off. Okay, there's phase 3. I don't like this pillar you're near. Ah, I forgot about that. Almost forgot about that. Fuck! Fuck! I thought he grabbed me, so I was dashing. Damn it. You never seen Demon Souls gameplay. What does it look like? Ooh, how can I mean, I really don't know how to describe this kind of gameplay. It's no different than what this is, really, in terms of, like, smack the enemy, really. It's kind of the same, really, but it's just slower. The combat in all these games really aren't that different, honestly, when it comes to the same, like, wait for an enemy attack and dodge, hit. But, like, all that really is different about each game is the speed of it all, really, honestly. I mean, there's some minor differences. This game, you need to hold down your R2 to backstab Dark Souls and Demon Souls. You don't. You basically just go behind an enemy and hit the R1, and it does a backstab if you're in the right spot. Same thing with this. It's just you need to stun them first in order to do it. Dark Souls 1 through 3 and Demon Souls, you don't need to do a stun to do that. I keep forgetting. Don't want to go that way. My usual is around 6 p.m. Eastern, but I'm probably going to start streaming probably around 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern, so probably around an hour earlier, most cases now, because I want to stream stream for a few hours and get that out of the way and then relax. Because back at 6, while that's a good time, it's just I used to stream till like 10, and then I'd sometimes just not be tired. So I'd like a bit time to relax and then hopefully get some sleep. Because sometimes I do like 12 to 13 hour streams and lose. I've lost several days of sleep. No, it's nothing wrong either, and and it's worth it too. I enjoyed those streams. But like, yeah, I'm trying to stream a little earlier. So if I do stream longer for like another 10-hour stream, it won't be as late. Because the latest I got off was like 5 in the morning. There was a time where I streamed to like 5 a.m. one time. So I'm trying not to stream that late by streaming a little earlier. So I'm probably going to go around on a 5 or 4 o'clock instead. Gives me maybe another... I could probably stream for like the same time frame, 4 hours or so, but it won't be as late. Because I'm usually done by this point if I were streaming my normal schedule. However, at that time as well, I was also streaming like 2 games at a time, 2 games each day, and it was the main reason why I stopped doing YouTube, is because I couldn't keep up with work and my personal gaming life. I don't really have a personal life. I'm a shut-in, and I moved, so all my friends are back home in Illinois. But yeah, anyway, it was hard for me to maintain editing all that, so I gave up on it, and then I started doing streaming, which it is a lot easier. I can just release, full footage without having to editing it. I could just highlight it and put it all on YouTube. But it was tough for me to manage, so I just said, fuck it, I gave up. And nothing was getting beaten. Some games were getting beaten over others. Some games were coming out at the time new, and I was like, fuck it, I'll play that. Like, Sekiro came out, so I said, fuck it, I'll play that. I played that for 4 straight playthroughs, which probably took like a month. And then Kingdom Hearts 3 as well. I played that. I platinumed that, which took like a month or so, however long I streamed those for. Like, I did tons of those streams. Sekiro, I literally did 4 playthroughs. You don't have to. Well, yeah, you do. Sekiro has multiple endings, so yes, you do. But yeah, 6 p.m. Eastern's my usual, but you can catch me on around 4 to 5. You're followed, so you should get notified. I'm gonna go to sleep. I got school early. Good luck streaming. It's late. Catch you later, Railgun. Speaking of which, before you guys head out, feel free to join the Discord. I have 2 Discords. You can join both, but the first link is the main Discord that we use. Because me and my friend made a Discord just so we can chat and actually, play games and he can be heard on my stream. Because we used to use Skype. Skype slowed down. I tried to do this with recording originally, but Skype would slow down everything. Then we switched over to TeamSpeak. TeamSpeak stopped working, and then we found Discord. So we made Discord channel for us to speak, and somehow we made a second one. I don't know. But then eventually it started getting populated with a bunch of chat people from chat. So feel free to join all the lovely peoples. Talk about anime, games, Bloodborne, Dark Souls, anything. You can even post music and art and, memes and stuff. I prefer that you post your own original work if you're going to post any art in, because I have two main channels for art and music. So if you have your own works, I would prefer original. But if you want to post, other works that people have commissioned or you've got commissioned, you can. Feel free. But I do want to see some original stuff, too. I'm an artist. I don't draw personally anymore, but I want to get back into it. It's just, I'm personally, at heart, I'm an artist. And I want to see a lot of that. I stream as an art. My recording was an art. Sounds dumb, but it's an art to me. Anything can be an art. Any medium. I mean, hell, people take nudie photos as an art. I mean, photography's an art. But you can turn anything into an art, even a naked body. Because a naked body is beautiful. Really wish I didn't waste all my oil and my fire paper. Hi. Hi. Ah, I thought you staggered. My timing on shooting is bad. I was never good at doing that thing. Wow, that fucking missed, though. Wow, that would have been a perfect counter hit. But yeah, nonetheless, have a good night, Railgun. I'm assuming you're already gone, but have a good night. Ah! Was not expecting damn that. Damn! I had no chance to heal. How am I dying to Bloodstarved Beast? This guy's so easy. I think I just lost it for Souls games. I think my souls... I think my abilities have dropped. Oh, man. I know it's been a while, but I think my abilities have dropped so bad that even though I've beaten these bosses before, I should be able to clearly beat these bosses with minimal difficulties now, because I've beaten them once at least. That's usually how that works. Once you beat the game the first time, it usually becomes easier after that. I mean, that's usually how games work, but Souls is a bit different when it comes to that. You can't just nonchalantly do a lot of things without getting a repercussion, because this game either rewards you or murders you. So, you can't just go in willy-nilly. Like some older games, you could just, kind of just be kind of careful. Don't have to be as worrisome. This game has a lot to go on and a lot to watch. You got a lot of things to monitor. I find it kind of even worse in Remnant solo, only because Remnant solo, not just solo, but Remnant's gimmick is boss fights have ads. So you're not only watching Dark Souls-esque HUD, health, stamina, you also gotta watch the boss and the ads. And that game also has an Estus system. So you also gotta watch your Estus too, to make sure you don't overuse it. And you gotta watch all your consumables. You got a lot of things to watch for in that game. But every boss fight has their unique gimmicks, so I love a lot of the Remnant fights. They feel unique. There's a few bosses in those games. I haven't played a lot of it, but I have yet to run into any repeated boss fights. And I've only fought a handful of them, and I know the game has some, like, randomness to it. It's kind of like the Chalice dungeons, where certain routes will change and certain boss fights will appear. I mean, it is. They say it's random. I'm sure you can determine it in some regard. I don't know if by loading it you get a certain path in certain fights. I don't know if you can predict it, but it's definitely not Chalice random, like as random as the Chalice dungeon. While that is kind of set in a way, even if the Chalice dungeons are kind of random, some of them, there is still some set design to the levels and some of the bosses that appear there, but it's still procedurally generated. So, like, yeah. It's kind of like Chalice is in that regard. It's procedurally generated. Even then, though, it still can be predicted, though, I think. I feel like nothing really is procedurally generated in some of these things. Like, even the Chalices, you can kind of predict them if you play them enough. It still has a pattern. Everything has a pattern. There's nothing is completely at least I think so. Nothing to me is completely true random. Because everything has a pattern. Everything can be predicted. Why am I talking like an anime character? I'm talking like I'm in some kind of anime. Like I'm giving like this big epic speech to a villain. Or, well, the villain giving a big epic speech to the hero, rather. I can try. I mean, I can try it once. I'm not good at using Beast Blood Pellet, but I can try it. Hey, what's that? Oh, please. No. Stop. Oh, come on, Blood. Blood-starved, please! You keep backing over there. I want you in the middle. You ran my thing out, too, asshole. Stop! Ow! Come on, man. Okay. Oh, fuck. Damn it. Whoa. What? Camera, please. No! I'm doing poor here. Doing very bad. Oh my god. I can definitely do better in that fight. But that fight wasn't bad. I'm not great at parrying him. And a lot of the times when I do, as you saw, I backed out of the first one. I thought I didn't think I hit, and I thought he was going to grab me. Also, I feel like his soul count is a little low. I know he's he's a pretty early game boss, but I feel like his soul count is a lot lower than should be. Then again, I mean, I'm not my main character. I don't definitely have over 1 million fucking souls. Blood echoes. From doing trying to do like a no-lose challenge, or no losing my echoes run. It's not really a no lose my echoes run, but I wanted to see how long I can keep my echoes for. And I've already technically lost them, even though I got my file back before I lost them. And the Gatling bro is not that hard to kill either, but like, I just was not getting the strat that I was trying to do where I basically just make him ring around and I get lucky and hopefully kill him or whatever, how I did it before. Basically, but yeah, I wasn't getting that luck. He just he caught on to me and started shooting me and walked the other way, and I would, and he fucking Gatling me. And then the moment I lose my souls, like, I have, like, no chance of getting them back somehow. Sometimes the enemy just attacks me in a certain way and I get caught or something. It happened to Pontiff Sylvan, it happened to Amygdala, it happened to the Gatling dickhead, it happened to other bosses. They usually kill me once somehow, and then I go to get my souls and I immediately die in the stupidest way possible somehow. Amygdala killed me upon entering the fog wall. I tried rolling to the right, Pontiff caught me somehow and killed me. And the Gatling guy shot me down. I mean, I don't know how else he would kill me. Alright, that's done now. We can go and get Ludwig. No. I can go get me the item necessary to buy Ludwig. It's Holy Blade. And then I'll probably end stream. I don't care if this this doesn't have to be all co-op like I was hoping, to do. It was something I was just hoping to do with chat, to interact with people, gain some new allies, new hunters for the Hunters Guild, which is my stream like gimmick. And I did. I gained two new lovely allies. I love you guys. Thank you very much for the support. Blah. Stick around long enough and I can, consistently see you in chat, then maybe I can give you the honor of moderating my channel. Even though I have a shit ton of mods, like, my channel is still small and nowhere near half of what I have following me even join. And a good chunk of my mods got a personal life, so a lot of them I rarely join, if I even see one or two at most. I have not seen even a third of my mods in a long while. So it'd be nice to have a couple mods that are more consistent. Maybe then I can unmod some of the mods that no longer show. Communion. We can now go accept the blood of Christ. Christ. Blood of Christ. Anything here, or is it just the scurrying bitch that I don't want falling? Damn it. Whenever my Wi-Fi starts working on my PS4 again. Ah, sweet, thank you. No! It's not what I wanted at all. I dropped where I wanted to, but I dropped too far. I see people roll off at that. I don't know why I tried walking off of it, and I was at the weirdest angle anyway. You can roll off of it. I know people have, and I've done it before. There's a specific spot you gotta roll at, but it's right where those ropes are. You aim for the ropes, and you land on the ledge, and then you drop down to where the door is. I fucked up and missed. It doesn't really matter, though. This playthrough, I plan on fighting Gurman and Moon Presence. My main, if I could just go on my, not my main, but the other file, the second one I loaded, I can easily just go get the last trophy. All I have to do is just let Gurman behead me, and that's it. I haven't done that one. Don't know why. I've done it. I have every other trophy. All I'm missing is the last two. But yeah, whenever you get Wi-Fi again, man, let me know, yeah. It's weird, your Wi-Fi doesn't work on your PS4, but you have normal Wi-Fi to begin with. You're able to watch me. I don't know how that works. Oh my god! Oh! Can't a man heal? Can't a man not die, please? Holy crap. Yeah, I don't know how that... Oh my god, I'm out of blood. Ah! Yeah, I don't know how that works. I am just running into danger. This is what happens when I don't kill things. I fucking freak out and die. Thank you for the health pack. Thank you. Thank you, Rally. Thank you, Rally. Thank you, Rally. Thank you, Rally. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my goodness. God damn it. I need to farm again now. Ah! Ah, a day or two till it's fixed. Okay. It's all right. Damn it, I need to farm again. I can get Ludwig. I would have gotten it if I didn't fall off to where the crystal lizard scurrying beast thing is. I just call it that. I don't know what they're really called. I was convinced my first playthrough when I thought of the name that was what they would probably be called, because they scurry off and they're little beasts, but they do have an official name and I just don't know it. But I was like, ooh, yes. Ooh, oh yeah, I forgot about that window. I should not keep doing that. Alright, Grandpa. You want... I'm gonna backstab your wheelchair. Oh, my echoes. Give me. Give me. No. You're giving me my echoes back. Thank you. Even though I don't have them. Yeah, I lost all those echoes because I died. Never went back down. I didn't go back down there, so I didn't get my original echoes back. Well, whatever. It don't matter. They don't matter. Bloodborne, I kind of don't care. Because grinding in Bloodborne is one of the best grinding for souls echoes that ever. Dark Souls, it would be a bit different story. Dark Souls 2 and 3 are a lot faster. Demon Souls 2. Dark Souls 1, though. Grinding in that is the slowest. Because of this, I'm on, like, max new game on the Xbox 360, and only... I'm not even level 200. Fuck me, I forgot I don't have heals. And I'm not even 200 in that game. Dark Souls 2, I'm 400, my highest character. Bloodborne, my highest character is in the 200s. Dark Souls 3, 200s, something like that. Demon Souls, probably like high hundreds, low 200s, if anything. But it's still, like, I had a way of easily farming souls in Demon Souls. There's one enemy that summons a bunch of dudes on New Game alone, base. I think with maybe one soul boosting item, I think I was getting around 5k. With 2 boostings, I'm probably getting closer to like maybe 7 or 8k. I don't even know. I gotta go and do it, but I was getting high 5k. Similar to the Hellkite grinding from Dark Souls 1. Alright. Goodbye. My mistake. Ow. That gunner. I did it again. I was going after the gunner, and that was my biggest mistake. I did it again. I'm hoping to avoid them. Alright, I can still get sniped here. Woohoo! I know this leads to a dead end, but I was hoping that it would save me. Alright, I gotta be careful of flamethrower dude. He's also got a friend in here. There's also a dude that could stab me. There he is. And another wheelchair guy. This one has a Gatling, I think? Or does he have a flamethrower? Oh my god. Gimme! No! Okay, he was a flamethrower guy. I could have killed him then. I had it, though. I didn't realize the animation for the pickup was like a few seconds after she opened it. This is why I'm not a speedrunner. Alright, I got it now, though, this time. But yeah, no, with connection, though, I'm glad, like, because I had to switch up my connection. I originally had Xfinity with Comcast. And now I have Fios. And my connection is so much better for streaming. I used to have, like, issues with streaming every now and then. Sometimes would be good, but then there'd be days where I just, like, get frame drops left and right. Now I have, like, no issues. Like, I'll get frame drops here and there, but my internet is so much better, and I can stream much clearer content and much higher grade with minimal effort. Not only that, the upgrade plan, or the plan that Xfinity was giving us, was the same price, or actually was... We were getting no extra benefits, and it was actually increasing in price. Sorry. We were getting no change, but the price was upping. So we just, my parents decided to say, fuck that, and get a much better deal, better internet, probably better cable package. Ow! So we switched to Fios. Verizon Fios is a lot better. Ever since then, I've had really good internet. I get disconnected here and there on my computer randomly, but it doesn't happen consistently. My old internet connection, after about a few years of being here, that connection started to just die. I don't know how internet does that. My internet back in my old house was so bad before I moved that I literally had to put in the password to connect every like 10 minutes. Not even. It just disconnected so often. I don't know what happened, but you couldn't connect worth a damn darn. Every like 5 minutes you'd have to go reconnect the dang thing. Or, you know, put in the password. I just don't know why. What happened there? Come on. Come on. Goodbye. Ow! Get up. Get up. Get up. Ah! Hi! Solomon Grundy, go away! Oh my goodness. That could have been a very bad counter hit. That was a bad counter hit!
God damn.
Because of the area? Alright, good. I'm good. I just need to farm some vials. But yeah, no, I should not have died there as much times as I did. This is why I don't speedrun. I mean, I could do a lot better than that, but I don't know routes enough, and I end up freaking out, and sometimes you'll see me just run around in circles. So, like, I'm just not good at it.
Oh, nice. Nice. That's some good amount of souls without having to backtrack and use.
Welcome. What is this? Very well.
Oh, wait, what am I doing?
Farewell, good.
Really kind of wish I would have made it to the other Hunter's Dream so I could have gotten the doll set. Like any of this is going to give me enough. Like, I could sell this. Still not going to be nowhere near enough, but I can still sell it. Nice. Kick his ass. Higher blood vial maximum.
20k. Ooh.
I mean, still going to be a while before I can even use Ludwig. Vicar Amelia and then Bowblade. Nice. After I'm done this, that's something I gotta go do. Unlock the back path to Vicar Amelia. Which means I have to go up, and then I have to drop to the very bottom. Gives me a chance to rescue the slut, too, so I can go and get me one of the umbilical cords. Even though there's 4 in the game, I usually go after hers. Don't know why I'm doing Vicar Amelia's scream there, but I just did. Bagoo. Ah. Oh, I thought you were gonna hit me. My parries on you have gotten good. Shit, my parries in Dark Souls 1 have gotten good, and I was so bad at parrying in those games. I'm bad at parrying in 2 and 3, though. Oh, man. Parrying in this, I don't do a lot, but I can do some enemies. I just don't focus on a lot of the bosses. I can't parry a lot of the bosses, but I can, I mean, if I try enough. Ah, come on, man! Jesus! What was that? I hate when enemies get, like, a weird surge of attacks. Not, like, that's his combo, but, like, a surge of, like, rush where they just don't... They freaking destroy you. Yes, I can dodge that, but I was not expecting... Like, that hit there, I was not expecting it. Oh my god! Because that guy... I'm trying to not heal, please. Oh my god, camera. Well, both these guys had to surprise me. Like, almost got hit there. I'm kind of not caring, I'm being careless. I know you can't hear me, but... Anyway. Come here, you. Hoorah! Braka! Boom, biatch! Ow! Woo! Yeah, roll into your buddy. Come here. Thank you. Give me those. Give me those. Alright. Dick Troll, come here. Okay. What the hell? I turned around and backstepped into him. What was that? Well, alright then. Oh, that doesn't have a jump attack. It's only the transformed attacks. You ass. Some vials. I can go get the square opened, at least. I can go kind of farm there because there's a bunch of trolls over there. There's a big few giants. I can farm there for 20k for my weapon. I also want to get to Ligarius so I can get me my blessed what was the gun that you get at Canehurst? My favorite gun. Besides the double barrel gun, which is my normal used up until I get the gun from Canehurst, which I forgot the name of at the moment. My favorite gun in the game. I do like the idea of the bow blade. I just never really used bows, but it is better than you would think for a type of bow, but it's not Dark Souls. So that weapon's probably actually really, really good. I just never really used it. There's a lot of builds that I know are good. I'm just a filthy strength user. Hey, I did not mean to do any of that. I meant to back up. Not into you, though. Just back up like normal, but your camera. You kind of almost had sex with me there. Ah! Fuck off. Excuse you! You were attacking so far away from me, and it caught me completely by surprise! So did that. Come on, man. You die. You scared me and nearly killed me. So, suck your blood vials. Asshole. Ugh. Hello. Hello. Goodbye, and give me my echoes, asshole. You're alive. How are you alive? What? What? Okay. Did he have no souls on him? Must not have had anything on him. Oh, wait. I need to drop down. Oh, wait, I'm too high up now. Yeah, I'm too high up now. Alright, I gotta go back down. It's the first area I do the drop in. Big guy. was it delayed health drop? I know I can drop safely there, probably, but I don't. I know there's a bunch of shit down here. There's like an angle I gotta get.